Hi, good day. This is Justin Pierre again. Just wanted to say hi and wanted to give some of my viewers a report as to the status of my experiment. As I said, about 2 years ago, I saw this remedy on the internet stating that if you want to get rid of your hypertension, your high blood pressure, follow this procedure. And I said the procedure was 1 cup of grapefruit juice, half cup of orange juice, 1 lemon, 2 teaspoons of Epsom salts, 2 teaspoons of castor oil, and half cup of olive oil. And I said that I got this information on the internet, and I mean I took it from some of the gurus, Mr. Patrick Dales, and some of the additional information from Dr. Sebi. And in August of 2015, I went and I tried the experiment. I took it for 3 days, and I drank a lot of, as Dr. Sebi prescribed, a lot of burdock tea, a lot of sarsaparilla tea, all the different teas. And I took it for 3 days, green tea, and what has happened over the 3 days is that I saw my blood pressure actually went down. The first experiment I had, the first shock, is that the day after, I had a very, very, very large bowel movement. And I think sometimes I tell my friends, they don't want to hear it, but I think it's one of the largest bowel movements I've ever had in my entire life. I had it during the course of that period. So what I was able to do was to take the prescription, take the directions, and use it. And I did it. Initially, it worked, but in addition, I went further because I realized that this is something that I really have to do. I have to change my lifestyle. So I went to get to a naturopath, and this naturopath, what he did some tests and found out that I had this addiction to sucrose. So through my interaction with my naturopath, I was able to get rid of my addiction to sucrose. So this was one of the great help coming out from the study that I did on the internet. I was able to take my blood pressure some 3-4 times a day. When I get up in the morning, when I go to bed in the afternoon, and in 4 times throughout the day. In addition to taking my blood pressure reading, I had also to take. I was encouraged to take a reading of my temperature. So what is my temperature at certain times of the day? What is my temperature in my body when I get up in the morning, when I get up in the afternoon, before I drink water, before I have lunch, after I have lunch, after I had water, after I consume certain products. And I must say that your temperature fluctuates, and sometimes I always tell people that taking your temperature is very, very important. And as a statistician, what I was able to do is to collect the data on my body. So I was able to collect the data, not only the data on my blood pressure, but also the data on the amount of water I use, the data on my temperature, the data on my stool, the data on every aspect of my body. I was able to take the data and record it, and I've been doing this over the last 2 years. Okay, I have thousands of reading on data on myself, and what I found out is that from coming from a place where my blood pressure was on average 160, range between 160 and 190 over 110 to 140, to a place now where my blood pressure is currently 117 over 77. Okay, but what I want to say is that I had to make almost a 180 degrees turn in my life. I try to now I know I don't consume sugar. I try to no sugar, no flour, no white rice. I mean, I don't consume alcohol, and I've been able to make a make a complete turnaround in my life. But what I want to say though, even though I made this 180 degrees turnaround, and my blood pressure is currently, let's say, 117 over 77. But if I leave my body on a consistent basis over time, in around 52 days, my blood pressure will continue to rise again, and I have to do something drastic to bring it down. So I'm saying that yes, I mean, with regard to the prescription, with regard to the procedure that I got on the internet from Dr. Patrick Dales and Dr. Sebi, yes, I think it worked. It worked. However, for me, if I leave it, okay, if I do nothing for at least 52 days, my blood pressure will still climb back up. It will not climb back up to let's say 160 over 110, but it will climb. It will get higher and higher and higher. And also, from collecting the data for on my body for the last 2 years, I found out one thing. I found out that my normal blood pressure is not 120 over 80. Okay, my normal blood pressure is 126 over 84.5. That's my normal blood pressure. So I think that what I would like to say though, that this theory of 120 over 80 is not, it does not really work for everybody. At least it does not work for me, because what I've done is that I have taken the data on my body. I've taken data on my body 5 times a day for over 2 years. So I will say that this 120 over 180, for me, it doesn't work. Okay, so what I want to say that I want to challenge people, as I said, that the prescription, the direction that I got on the internet about how to reduce your blood pressure, for me, it has worked. Okay, I'm not telling you to discard your doctor's advice and go on a natural pill, on a natural medication, but for me, it has worked. Okay. Also, what I find interesting is that my consumption of salt has changed. Yes, they told us don't eat salt, but what I found out is that I include salt in my diet. I now use the Celtic salt, the Himalayan salt. I put it to my diet, and it has not changed it has not increased my blood pressure drastically. Okay, but what I'm saying is that in order to just to maintain, as Dr. Sebi said, just to maintain a healthy life, try to avoid the sugar, the starch, and the blood. Okay, and I've been able to do that for the last 2 years, and successfully, including the alcohol. So, as I said, this 2 years experience was very good for me, but I'm saying that people should not just go and throw away your medication and go on this diet. But what I want to say, that the advice from Patrick Dales with regard to this procedure has worked for me. The advice for Dr. Sebi in terms of taking the drinking more than you eat, drinking all the different type of herbs, has worked for me. Thank you.